Hey guys, it's Jessie, and today I'm gonna do a sort of chatty get ready with me, I'm back sort of video because I haven't been doing videos in a long time because I was doing Camp NaNoWriMo, which is the summer version of NaNoWriMo, and then I launched a podcast and was dealing with that, and I'm trying to launch another one that's more of a book podcast. The link to the one that is launched and like we've been doing for like 2-3 months now is gonna be in the bottom, which it should be for all the rest of the videos that I produce, but I can't guarantee like how often I'll be making videos or what they'll be about or whatever because school hasn't started yet, and so I want to make sure that I can do my best job in school and then keep up with the podcast, and then this is tertiary, unfortunately. So yesterday I went to the mall because, you know, I do that a lot because I suck, and I bought this primer, No Problem, which is what I will be using to start off with. I wish it would come out, but alas, nothing is happening. Oh, there we go. I bought this because it made my skin feel super duper smooth after using it, and it also spreads pretty far. Hashtag not sponsored because no one will ever sponsor me because I'm a stupid little idiot. And then, as usual, I will be doing the Mija BB cream as my foundation, which is because I'm lazy and this only costs like $15 as opposed to, I usually use, what the fuck do you call it? I usually use Makeup Forever's primer. Not primer, they're foundation, but it's really expensive for not that much product, and like, so I try to keep it for like special occasions. I will be concealing with the NARS Complete Concealer. It doesn't want to focus, so that's what you get. If you're wondering what color I use, it is the lightest one, Chantilly in Light 1. So it's nice because you can sort of use a lot of the product and never really run through it. So like I've had this for like close to 6 months now, and I definitely still have more than half of the thing, which is great because I usually wear foundation and concealer every single day. I didn't the past few days just because like I was moving. So let's get into the whole moving thing. I moved back to Pittsburgh because I go to school here, which is normal, but not until after I had met with my favorite author, which, I mean, there's not much to say other than, like, kind of have a big crush on her, but she's much older than me, and we now live in different states. But yes, then I moved to Pittsburgh because I go to school here. That was last week on like Tuesday or whatever. Live in a nice brand new apartment, which really should not have been leased to college students, but I'm happy to be here. So and I also bought the Rainforest of the Sea Volume 2 at the mall yesterday because it was on sale for 50% off. So instead of being $36, it was $18. So, you know, was not gonna let that pass up because I really enjoy Tarte's eyeshadows. So I think I'm gonna be going for sort of a, just sort of like a brown normal kind of eye that I do. You'll see in a second because I'm not that skilled, so it doesn't really matter. And I know Tarte has a lot of fallout and that like you're supposed to do your eyes first if it's got a lot of fallout, but I never fucking do, so I forgot that this had a mirror in it, so I'm gonna use that instead. Maybe I can continue to talk to you. So I'm going into my junior year, which is great because I really feel like I'm settled, because, you know, freshman year, obviously, you're not settled at college, you just fucking got there. So I first put on Conch, from that palette, and then, you know, to like put it on the base, and then whatever the fuck the colorful palette from Tarte is, I don't know what that one's called, the Make Believe in Yourself palette, because that's my go-to palette, even though it's super dirty and I really should clean it, but yeah, whatever. So I'm gonna be using Trance from that one, but the mirror on the other one because it's not covered in powder yet. It's much more silver than a brown, but like, who cares? I don't even know if I'm gonna see anyone today. I just really wanted to do my makeup. And then my sophomore year, I like moved to a house, which was, you know, a very different situation from living in the dorms. I had to like feed myself and stuff like that. And I have spoken about this. I had a very bad experience with a roommate. We were like very good friends, and then all of a sudden, he hated my guts. I wish I could explain it, but it still baffles me. But that's just what happened, and it's whatever. So I ended up moving out, which is why I am in a different house this year. I hate myself, so I'm gonna have to spend 10 years blending that shit in. So yes, I moved here, but like, because I moved to an apartment last year, it was stressful because it was so different. So like, I had been very good friends with this girl who, I'm not gonna say her name, but we were very close, and I went and visited her a few times over the summer, between my freshman year and my sophomore year. And then I got to school my sophomore year, and she like immediately pulled away from me and did not want to hang out with me, like nothing. We like barely spoke. It was like very stressful for me because I didn't understand why it was happening, and I started to become very resentful towards her. But the reason she pulled away was because she was having a really hard time with her family, and her grandmother, who she was very close to, was very, very sick. So, I mean, that is a totally reasonable and valid reason to pull away, you know? She mostly spent time with her boyfriend, which is, I understand. I hate feeling secondary to a boyfriend, though. That's something that really frustrates me. But at the same point, he really made her feel very, like, safe and comfortable, which is important at the same time. And then, so, like, because we weren't, like, immediately hanging out, I felt really displaced, and ended up becoming very close with my roommates, which was not necessarily something I had expected. I had been best friends with one of the people who I was living with, and then, he, like, yelled at me one day, and I was like, this is not a friendship I want. I mean, I don't think your friends should yell at you. But, yeah. And then I felt very displaced, and I became friends with, well, I became closer with Amy, who's my best friend and current roommate. I really feel like, if Amy ever watches this, she's gonna hate me, but I kind of feel like Amy and I are soulmates in a way, because, I just feel like we really understand each other, and like, I really always want to listen to Amy and what she has to say, which is something that I lack with a lot of other people, but that's a fault of mine, and it's not her job to make me a better person. It's my job to become a better person, so yeah. But last year was full of a lot of drama for me. I was involved in some productions at Pitt that made me feel just like I just really hated myself, and I was so miserable being in them and comparing myself to other people, but that's a me problem, the comparison thing. But I really felt like undervalued and underappreciated, and I just hated it so much that this year I'm actually not going to be doing any theater, which is a giant change for me because I have been in productions every semester since I was in middle school, since I was 11. So that's a gigantic change for me. And I'm hoping that it works out for the best, but obviously, like, I can't guarantee that it'll be good for me, but I'm hoping. Because I really felt like I lost a lot of, like, my interest in things and my desire to, like, succeed and do well in school and stuff from doing theater. I'm not saying don't do theater in college, but like, it wasn't good for me. It's not healthy. I disagree with a lot of the things that the professors do, especially in terms of like shows that they produce, and it was just a lot that I did not agree with, and it also made me feel like shit, especially because the last production that I was in, I'm sure you remember the videos of me being in Rocky Horror here. It was, wow, crazy bad for me. So, yeah. Also, this year will be very different because I now have a cat. I think I mentioned that in a previous video that I adopted a cat. He is currently asleep on the ground behind me, and I love him so much. So, his name is Boldy, named after the Jimmy Neutron character. So, he's super sweet. And he follows me from room to room, which I adore. And I mean, what more could you want? But this year, I definitely feel more confident in my ability to take care of myself, and I feel really good about my choice to quit theater. Especially because that's not what I came here to study. And your extracurriculars shouldn't make you that miserable. They really should keep you happy. But it was making me miserable. So Amy and I are hoping to join a environmental frat, which I'm sure everyone in my life is surprised that I'm considering joining Greek life, because I do hate Greek life. I think it's fun sometimes to become something that you're not. But I think I rather would do that in my real life than on the stage. To bring it back to that again. Yeah, I wanna do more of the things that I always dream about. Like, I don't know. I wanna do something with my writing. I wanna see if maybe I could self-publish a book of poems, and then see if I can get a literary agent for a YA book that I wrote this summer. Hopefully I can do that soon, because it still needs some revision, because it's missing some chapters. It's like uneven because I wrote it with two perspectives, and I really focused on one of them, and so I need to go back and revise and add more. So, also, if you want to know what this eyeliner is, it's the L'Oreal Super Slim Infallible with like the felt tip, because it's better. It's like the Kat Von D, but not Nazi-ish. Like, I am so proud of the work that I've put into avocado toast. It is unreal, and I really wish more people would listen to it that are in my life, but that's fine. I just put a lot of time into producing this and researching and, you know, joining this network that we're on now, Ace Podcast Network, and I really want it to sort of create more discussion around socio-political issues from young people, and I really want to get like some high schoolers interested and excited about this. I'm hoping maybe my brother will eventually be like, yeah, I'll be on the podcast, but probably not, because I know him. But if people like him and his friends, who are all like 16, 17, will listen to a podcast like this, and it'll sort of open their eyes up to how they need to be involved with the world that they're living in, I think that would be incredible. I've heard different things about whether or not having a cat actually sort of helps with your mental health, especially in college. So I'm hoping that it helps, but I also know that I can get very distracted, especially since I love him so much, and he is so damn cute. I'm using Balm Desert bronzer blush. I don't know if it has a color, like what the color is called, but this is what it looks like. I also kind of wanted to spend a lot of this year working and studying. I've obviously mentioned studying like 700 times, and that's because I'm trying to get into grad school right after college. So if I can get into grad school right after college, that means that, you know, like, my life is like, the timeline's a little bit more easy for me to comprehend and like get down with, which is nice. So yeah, I want a job because I want to be able to ensure that I can feed Boldy, because my dad refuses to help me out with that, which is fine. I understand where he's coming from. And like, I love this boy and I do want to take care of him. And I think I'll be able to handle a job if it's just like a job and schoolwork, which is always going to be less than theater, because theater's so freaking time consuming. And I'm going to be using the Becca highlighter, in, what is it? In Pearl. So let me open it up and show you. It's the super white one. Ah, are we surprised? And if you're wondering about the septum that I have not addressed, I got it beginning of August. It was like around the time, it was right after we went on our first vacation before we went to St. Louis because my god sister became a bar mitzvah. Did I say god sister? I meant my cousin. She's my cousin. She's, 13 now. So my cousin became a bat mitzvah, so we had to go out there, but I got this cruising done before then, because I knew that I would be even busier after coming back from St. Louis, because that was when we were going to go, up here, and I was going to need to have everything packed, so this is a little too white. You ever think that that would be true for me? I'll be using the Buxom mascara. I got like a sampler set, and if I ever like any of them enough to go back to Sephora with the box of samplers that I got a nice big one for free, so it was a good deal because this is enough mascara to last me a long time. This is probably my favorite one out of the set. I'm not a big fan of the Tarte mascara, which is a bummer because I like Tarte. So, I'm also going to be using another lipstick that I bought. I bought the Too Faced Melted in Wine Knot because I love wine. And it looks like this. And you will see what it looks like on my mouth in like 5 seconds. Anyways, this is the final product. I will be squirting that stuff on myself once I find it, the setting spray, but I don't know where that is right now. Everything's kind of still all over the place. I don't have a dresser yet. We have a futon coming like next week or something. But I think this looks really good. I really like this. It's not that different from what I usually do. It's just some different colors. I did read more this month than usual, so hopefully I'll be able to keep reading since I'll have a little bit more free time, and I will be able to make more review videos. There's some things that I'm hoping to do, but I obviously can't make full promises because my life is crazy. So that is what I'm hoping to do. I will be closing this video off with some of my goals that I'm hoping to achieve this year, because that's how I started the school year off last year. So this year, I really hope to accomplish the launch of a second podcast. I hope to bring up my GPA to at least a 3.4, because I'm hoping to graduate with a 3.5. I think that that'll help me get into grad school. I am hoping to enjoy my classes more, because I really hated every one of my classes last year. I'm hoping to maintain friendships with people from theater who I really care about, even though I'm not going to be involved in the same activities as them anymore. I really hope that I get a job, because I need to also make sure that I'm not spending too much time in my house, and I'm hoping to get a desk job where I can do schoolwork and homework and also be earning some money for my cat. That one's much less of an important thing to me than the others, but I do still hope that it happens. And I hope that I learn to cook a few more meals for myself, and I hope to finish revisions on the YA book that I wrote. So that's 7 goals, and it seems like a lot, but I do think most of them are doable. So, I mean, I didn't really check in with you last year, and I don't remember what I said. I think I said I wanted to become more myself, and I do kind of feel that. If you are watching this on the way to where we are right now, I do use they, them pronouns as well as she, her. I do prefer they, them just a little bit. So there's that. And maybe I can hope to get my teeth whiter, but that's secondary to my TMJ pain that I really have to deal with, and I'll probably make a video on that because I make videos about all of my chronic conditions. So that is the video for now, because I know this is long, and I know I talk through more of it than I usually do. So this is all, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.